Thank you for coming back to the channel and checking out what's going on. So as you've seen before in some of my videos, we were starting to talk about long range and getting into long range shooting. You may have seen the video before about the Savage Axis, how that was kind of my introduction into long range shooting and possibly even more like precision type shooting. But this right here is more of my entry into precision shooting. This rifle here is a Ruger Precision 6.5 Creedmoor. I stuck with the 6.5 Creedmoor again because I'm very familiar with the round. I do have the same round in the Savage Axis, so I kind of am familiar with how it reacts, the math behind that round as well. So I want to stick with what I know. I'm not too familiar with 308 and stuff like that. So with that being said, this thing, bang for buck, has been absolutely a shooter. I have tried other firearms in between, kind of figuring out what I would like. And this, for the price, has amazed me. I mean, they are above $1,000. You know, you can find them out there pretty cheap sometimes, but they're usually a bit more expensive. I did get to shoot other guns, but this one has just performed the way I wanted it to, and it has all the features that I like as well. So one of the features is that it has a folding stock. This is nice for when you're trying to storage it into a smaller case, so then you don't have to take up so much space in your truck or car or trunk or whatever the case is. So you can actually put it in a smaller Pelican case or soft case, whatever you're storing your firearm in. But it's nice, like I said, it just clicks out back. Now you have a full buttstock. Nice other features is that it has the adjustable length of pull. That's very nice. I've never had that before. I've gotten to play with it and I do like it. It does make it more comfortable. It does get you in a better spot. Like when you have it in your shoulder and stuff, you can get that eye relief and that length of pull as well. Has an adjustable cheek riser as well. That's very nice. Both the cheek riser and the length of pull uses a quick lever. So all you have to do is just open up the lever, lift up, lift down, lock it in, pull out, well, screw, and then lock it back in. So it's very nice. Makes it very convenient while you're trying to make on the fly adjustments, if you were trying to make those adjustments. The rifle as it sits is pretty much stock. The only thing that's different is the muzzle brake. We do not have the manufacturer muzzle brake on there. We do have a Silencer Co. Muzzle brake on there. Works great, does its job, and thing shoots like a 22 anyway. So there's really no recoil with this firearm. It's definitely a heavy firearm. It's definitely a thicker barrel than the pencil hunting barrels. You know, this is a very well performing firearm. The muzzle brake's just kind of an icing on top of the cake. With that, I also added the Magpul bipod. I like the bipod. It works really well for the price. It's very simple. It does have the cant and it does have the 360 swivel, so it's kind of nice to just plant yourself and be able to move when you need to move when you're transitioning to each target. So this does make it a little bit easier. Or if you're on an uneven platform, you can just loosen this up right here and tilt the gun which way you need it to kind of get your even across, you know, your reticles. Nice thing about it though, and one thing I do love about it the most, is it'll take pretty much any AR-10 magazine, whether it be the Amend 2 or PMag or one of my favorites is the ICS mags. Those work really well. Not a fan of the stock mags. If you do single feeds in it, it has a lock back, so you have to have a round of the magazine to go ahead and feed it. After you're out, it's locked back, so you can't do a single feed. So if you get the Amend 2 or the AICS mags, you're not going to have that issue. You can single feed when you want to. So those are just that's pretty much the downfall to this rifle, is the magazines that it comes with aren't really the best, but you can get, you know, you get 2 10-rounders with it. But I just went ahead and I played around to kind of see what mags I liked, and the Amend 2s for the price, they work. PMags, they work great. AICS mags work the best. So very nice. I do enjoy that. Being able to have a multi-mag kind of platform makes things a little bit easier. Paired up on the top though, this is the icing on top of the cake. This is the ARKEN SH4 Gen 2. And this one is a 4-16 by 50. Pretty much the perfect in the middle optic for what I need it for. When it comes out to reaching 1,000 yards, I have no doubt in my mind that this optic is going to do it. I have seen plenty of people talking about it and using it out to those distance. Obviously with that, you kind of have to pair it with some things, and this rifle kind of makes it easy. This was on my Savage before. It is on this one now. This rifle has a 20 MOA rail. That's what I needed to be able to kind of do my dials up to 1,000. So then I can go straight to my adjustment after I do my math, dial it up, and we're good to go. So the ARKEN will make that a lot easier. Another feature that I love on the ARKEN is that it's got the zero stop as well, and a very, very crisp click. I mean, you can probably hear it from there, which is very impressive. I'm not wearing a microphone. It is getting picked up from my camera over there. So that's pretty impressive, honestly. And it does have that zero stop. I absolutely love that. You do have your parallax adjustment, makes things a lot clearer. The glass is super clear, and it does have for those low light situations. I haven't been in that situation yet, but it does have a illuminated reticle. And the nice part is in between every number for brightness, it shuts it off. So you don't have to dial it all the way back to shut off your illuminated reticle. Just click, and it's off, or click it on. And you can go from 1 all the way to 11 just by going up or going down. So you don't have to scroll through them all to get there. A very nice feature, very easy to adjust optic, very rugged. It's got a 34mm tube paired up with those Wheeler rings. I need this thing to stay rigid, locked in, and keeping that zero solid. You know, I'm probably not the nicest person to his cases while he's loading them in his truck. So I do need everything to try to be as rigid as possible. But like I said, this is kind of my introduction now into precision shooting. This firearm has made my life quite easier. They definitely say the gun doesn't make the shooter makes the gun. That is true to a point. I will say there's a noticeable difference between those two firearms I was shooting. The Savage was a 22-inch barrel. This is a 24-inch. That pencil barrel is a lot thinner than this one. The twist rate is also a little different. And shooting out to 700 yards is like shooting 200 yards with an AR-15. It's just super simple. I make my adjustments. I go up 14 MOA. I lock it in, send the bolt in, and it hits every single time. I did a 10-shot run at the 700 yards, and I missed the first one. So I'm gonna chalk that up to a cold bore. Other than that, every shot was fed and shot right on target every time. So very impressed with the accuracy of this firearm. There's little to no recoil. She's a heavy girl. The trigger is absolutely phenomenal. This definitely is going to be maybe a firearm that I attempt to go to a precision match or a PRC. You know, we'll see what's out there, what I can shoot out here as well, and try it out, because I think this rifle has the capabilities. I mean, if there's anything I'm going to add to it, I might put a couple weights on here, kind of settle her down a little bit, but it kind of doesn't buck at all. You know, every time I pull that trigger at 700, 500 yards, it doesn't matter. You know, I still have my field of view. I don't lose sight of, you know, the objective that I'm looking at. It doesn't, you know, give me that feeling where I've looked up and then I'm looking back at it so I missed my shot. No, it's like I can look right through it the whole time. It's very nice, very easy. So very impressed with this rifle. When it comes down to upgrading from shooting long range with the Savage Axis as a hunting gun to a more of a precision gun, this was the route that I picked. You know, I had shot in the SIG Cross. I think that is a great gun, but it's very light. So you definitely gotta put some weights on there and stuff like that. Because when you shoot it, you definitely get that feeling where you kind of lose your objective view, and you know that doesn't help for when you're shooting by yourself. Like I said in previous videos, I do shoot a lot by myself, so I don't have a spotter every single time. But when I do have a spotter, I do take a lot of advantage of it. Make sure to have my zeros checked and stuff like that while I got a spotter. So, you know, if you're looking to get into precision shooting, I would honestly look at the Ruger Precision. It's definitely a great gun, and honestly, if you wanted to practice blinker, they do make a copy of it. It's in a 22 Magnum as well. So I mean, if you wanted to practice some NRL stuff to kind of get used to some precision shooting, you can have it on budget as well. But I did blow the budget a little bit on this one. You know, I took the budget route on the Savage Axis, and I did not on this one. One thing I will say, ARKEN is not a super high-end optic, but for the price, it's absolutely amazing. It's definitely shooting above its class. Like the glass is super clear. The Christmas tree reticle is absolutely amazing. The VPR reticle is simple to read. It's a first focal plane, and for the sub $400 range, price wise, that is a lot of bang for buck. And I have, more expensive optics that I have shot, and I went right back to this one. So very impressed. Obviously, it's not going to shoot better than a lot of $5,000 Leopolds, or maybe even like the really expensive SIGs and high-end Vortex. I'd say they're mid-range. This would definitely surpass it. I have a few of the Vortex optics, and they're way more expensive than this, and this superseded it by far. It tracks really well. It's very rugged. Been impressed with it. And it is more of, it's not a hunting scope, it's more of like a precision scope. So if you're looking for an optic, check out ARKEN optics. I've talked about it before in a couple other videos. Bang for buck, absolutely amazing. You can check out a lot of reviews on Mountain Mullets and Texas Plinking. I've seen a lot of reviews from them, and them actually shooting this scope. So that's what's going to definitely, that's what cleared it out for me. So check them out as well. But ARKEN's been amazing. They just perform really well for the price, and it's a great pairing with this Ruger Precision. Ruger Precision has been an awesome rifle. I am going to be putting videos here in the corners, right there and there, of it being fired. You can kind of see how it really doesn't recoil, and it's just a good shooter. It's very comfortable to shoot. It's a lot of fun to shoot as well. Honestly, I went through more rounds through this so fast. Originally I was like, maybe I'll do a semi-auto and get the SFAR in 6.5 Creedmoor, because they have a 20-inch barrel option. But I was like, no, I'll probably just go through too much ammo if I do that. And then it also defeated the purpose. I'm looking for more of a precision firearm. So barreled action firearm it was, but it still comes with 10-round mags, and I still use 10-round mags. So you go through them quicker, especially when you're hitting 700 easily. You just get used to it. You're just racking it in, pulling the trigger, racking it in, pulling the trigger. Next thing you know, you've shot 15 rounds, and that can be expensive at 6.5 Creedmoor. So if you guys are looking for a nice, honestly would say entry-level precision rifle, Ruger Precision is a great option. I shoot a lot of Ruger firearms and competitive shooting for pistol or Ruger style, because I do shoot Valcourtsen. So there's a lot of history with these firearms, and a lot of R&D that's taken care of and done in these. So if you're looking for a good one to get your feet wet and save yourself a few bucks, this is going to perform up there with those more expensive rifles as well. And if you're looking to pair up a great pairing, there's many more options in ARKEN, whether it be the SH4J, the EPL is the next one, a 5 above this, and that's a 5x24, I think. So once again, goes back to, I like the 16. 16 works great. Honestly, at 700 yards, I'm only dialed in at 11, so it's super easy. So it's been really nice. So thank you guys again for coming in. Make sure you check out those videos I had showed you before. And if you didn't see the Savage Access video on the budget long range gun, go ahead and click on my link somewhere over there, I think, when you scroll up, and check out my videos. Like, share, and subscribe, and stand by for more, because there's gonna be more shooting, more match type stuff going on. So thank you guys again. See you next time. Goodbye.